Welcome back. This is episode 47 of our Let's Play series in Space Engineers Survival. I said I was going to try to finish putting armor on the fighter in between episodes here. I have not done that. I've made some progress, but I have not done yet. I'll show you how it's looking so far. And it occurred to me as I was doing it, this is a little bit too small and detail oriented really for me to effectively use the welding drone to do any of this. It's a little bit difficult to fly it around here and get in all the little nooks and crannies that needed to be done. I think the back is done. I'm not completely thrilled with it, but the main idea is to have a little gun side. I do want to put something of these blocks. I've got the episode. That's probably how I'm pretty anything as long as that's kind of the plan for the sides that are currently exposed. But I have not completed this side in the front yet. Kind of around this area, I think, is where it's pretty much done. Yeah, that looks like it's about done. We're good as far as the mega miner and the column both have enough uranium, or as much uranium as I want to have in there. Could probably get away with less in the colonizer because there's as much each of two reactors as there is in one large reactor for the mega miner. Like, this is a small reactor, but it's a large grid, so it consumes more uranium to produce more power than these ever will. So really, I could probably move some out of here. And I've got a little bit of extra in there that's sitting in there in case I need to make missiles with it. But then this is kind of... Certainly in a future episode, we're going to take the fighter out and try to take down that salvage station. But I don't really feel comfortable doing that until it's armored. I haven't even been inside of the complex in a little while. And my game is lagging. And the space industrial complex is not really ready to defend itself yet. I mean, it's got turrets on the fighter and it's got turrets on the colonizer. But those are both small grid turrets, first of all, and they're not oriented such that they have coverage everywhere. I don't know for sure that's what happens. I haven't, had them on full range and just left it sit and see what comes. So I could be wrong about that. But that feels like a risk at this point, so I'm not ready to take it. I don't need something coming along here and shooting this up when I'm not paying attention to it. What could I do that would be useful and somewhat interesting? I'm eventually going to wrap what we've got here of the space industrial complex in light armor. But since this is actually the beginnings of a large grid ship that we're going to be able to fly around and stuff, I don't think I want to do that yet either, because I might end up adding stuff onto the sides and the back and the front and whatever, and I'll just have to take it back off again. It's one thing to have to do that for the airlock, because we kind of needed an airlock, but I can't really justify putting armor on here just for looks when I'm just going to take it back off later. I suppose one thing we could do would be go ahead and set up a mine on the uranium. And this would be similar to the ice station mine. No, that's where a meteor hit. So what is that? Uranium deposit. And like I said, one thing we could do would be to go ahead and build a mine on this. Seeing as I built most of the ice station mine off camera. I guess I'm going to do that. Like I said, I can't really think of anything else to do right now while I'm waiting for the... I say waiting for it, waiting for me to get around to finishing the fighter properly. So I want to try to line this up as straight as possible. We can't align it to anything because there's no gravity to align it to. We want to shoot for the center. How far do we want to come out here? The drills are 3 blocks, so that's the drill. That's the piston. So we can build it here. Now this is going to be a little bit different from the ice mine because this is such a small deposit in terms of diameter. Like the ice deposit was kind of sprawled around a little bit more, so we had to worry a little bit more about how much horizontal space we were going to take up. And it looks like we are going to have barely. I mean, if I actually put the piston on and then the mine, like, or the drill, that's, excuse me, that's pretty much all we need. So we don't actually need the piston to extend, and you just need the 2 blocks of connector there. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. Especially because when we actually attach the drills, they will be at this level. Because this is where the piston ends. And with some creative conveyor shenaniganry, we can pull them back enough that it'll attach without jamming up against the wall, without making our drill huge to start with. It is high enough that we can get to it from this level. Alright, yeah, I'm comfortable with this. Need to mark the center. Do it like that, whatever. Because this actually needs to be a hole. Clear off the hot bar here. Don't need most of this stuff anymore. Any of this stuff really anymore for now. I should have left the heavy armor blocks because I'm going to need those again. Well, put them back later. Oh, I forgot about the rotor. I need this to be 1 block higher because I forgot about the rotor. I'll do this until I run out of plates, then I'll grind up the stuff that I don't need anymore. Didn't run out of plates anyway. Yeah, we need one extra block worth of height to get the rotor in there. Okay, now the piston attaches here, facing down. Lag. And then the rotor attaches here, also facing down. And I feel like I might regret not having room for a conveyor block. I think I'm going to build this through a little bit differently than some of the other ones, because the other ones have all been pointed. I don't know that there's necessarily a reason that has to be pointed. And that just means it costs a whole bunch of conveyor blocks that I don't need otherwise. Conveyor junctions. Drill, drill, there it is.
Energy low.
So I didn't put the conveyor junction on the one on the surface of the Earth-like planet, if I remember correctly. I think that's actually sufficient, just like that. Although we are now having energy issues, so we should go and take care of that business. And we need parts and stuff anyway. I'm going to use the fighter's antenna to access the production menu here. No, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to build stuff because I know what I need, because it's all automatic in the thing. Alright, so piston. Advanced rotor. 3 drills. This is a good reason to use the mining drone. No, but it's a drone. I can't sit in it. Okay, so then inventory. I'm pretty sure I can safely say all these metal grids are stuff I made for armor earlier. I don't need to load them up. Still got plenty of space. Alright, we'll try that. Alright, so first of all, something that I forgot to set up earlier was adding the welder to the hotbar. Recharge mode off. Gyros and engines on, and I just turned the connector off because I pushed the wrong button. That's fine. I'm a little confused about what's happening right now. This is the forward camera. Oh, that's the welder I'm looking at. I thought I was looking at the floor of the Space Industrial Complex for a second there. I was not. That's the welder. Right, there's the Mega Miner's antenna. There's the fighter. Here's the cave entrance. Got 3 days of power on idle. 2 hours when we're actually running the engines. It looks like the welder takes an insignificant amount of power. Because when I click the mouse, it doesn't affect the power readout. Okay, we'll see. This is definitely a good idea here because it would have taken a lot of trips back and forth to do this by hand. Look at that, managed to find something useful to do this episode after all. It involves testing out the welding drone at that. See all of our bits in there. I'm pretty sure we're not going to use all of the steel plates because some of those steel plates I had made earlier for the armor on the fighter. There is no power on this as yet. I didn't think of that. There is also no light. And I'm out of range. Awesome. Please don't break. There's the big thing we go. I'm disoriented. There it is. Now I have a bunch of steel plates, but I'm going to try not to use them at this point. At least not right away, because I don't need them for the armor blocks. And the parts that we're really worried about are the actual drill parts. So I'm going to focus on that. So it doesn't show us the progress. Through the remote anyway. That's a little bit unhelpful. But it's working. Now I'm not 100% certain that the assembler actually made enough parts for the rotor part, this bit, and the piston head. So we'll see how that goes. Although we have enough extra steel plates that it should at least complete, even if it doesn't really finish. Alright, well, that's that. Let's see how we did. Alright, so that finished. That finished. That finished. That is short some steel tubes. That is short all of its steel tubes. Eight. 4 is supposed to go in there. Yeah, okay, so it didn't make enough large steel tubes to actually do this. And it put them all into the rotor part, so there wasn't enough for the advanced rotor and the piston. But, oh no, we don't have enough range. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to access this, access the antenna. It should be close enough. Because I have the fighters thing turned all the way up. It's not giving me access. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the thing here. Yeah, see, this fighter has its antenna on. It's buried underneath the armor, by the way. That's why you can't see it. Fighter antenna. 5 kilometers. That should have been plenty. Wrong ownership setting. What are you talking about? Oh, had to turn the antenna on and off again. That's why this antenna was not working correctly. It needed to be restarted. Alright, well in any case, production, we need two to finish the rotor part, and then I think we need 16 more. I don't know if we can hold all that. I don't think we can. Maybe if I empty this other stuff out. Yep, we can. Never mind. I'm going to need to fly back down here because I need to load all this stuff up in here if nothing else. But now that I've done that, I'm going to try going back and sitting comfortably in here. Go ahead and go inside. Take our helmet off. Refill our hydrogen. Have a seat on the couch. And then remote control the welder from here. Alright, there we go. Now that looks done. Alright, cool. Now that's finished. It's weird that we can hear the engines like we're in atmosphere, just because we happen to be sitting in atmosphere, even though the welder's not in an atmosphere, and it's, you know, 200 meters away, 250, 100 meters away, 250, 100, 250 meters away. Words. Now, of course, this thing still isn't going to work because, like I said, I didn't put power on it. And that's something I probably should have fixed when I flew in there anyway, but I didn't. Now, the best way to power this thing ultimately is going to be with a reactor, especially because it's sitting on a uranium deposit. I mean, not that uranium will be any good to us unless we refine it first. But the whole point of the thing is to have plenty of uranium. Now, this is pointed out the back of the ship, so everything's backwards. Which is confusing. Let me turn my connector back on. Not everything's backwards, up and down's the right way. You know what? I think the camera's actually on top of the connector. Yeah, that's the connector down there. Oh. I think that force needs to be turned down. Anyway. Locked. Recharge. Gyros off, engines off. Exit camera. Exit remote. Exit couch. And then produce large grid. Reactor or battery? I'm gonna do a battery, because I think I do want a battery anyway. If I do the battery first, then we'll have that, and it'll be immediately powered without us needing to load uranium up into it. And I have no steel plates on me. I do actually need to fly down there to place this. You can apparently place blocks from inside of a cockpit. I haven't actually tried that yet. But a remote control block is not a cockpit. So that is not actually helpful for the welder. I'm just going to go ahead and put this all the way over here so it's out of the way. Go ahead and put in all the stuff that we've got on us. Fly back. And something that I need to do looks a little funny. I feel like I should move this engine down. Whatever. I need a light on here. And we need another steel plate to do that. Place it. Never mind to finish it. So that's a large steel tube, an interior plate, a construction component, and 2 bulletproof glass. Bulletproof glass, 1 construction component. Oh, the lag. Okay. Up in here. And welder. Throw all this stuff back in here. And then throw all this stuff in here. And then because we need a specific one. Welder remote. Control. Camera. Exit. No. Camera. Battery. Gyros. Engines. Connector. Down here. And I want to add the spotlight to the hotbar. Again, this would have taken us a couple of trips to get all the power cells in particular. So we're still going to have to fly back here to actually operate this thing at all. But it's still worth it to do the back and forth with the welder just so that we don't have to make multiple trips to carry the power cells, because that would have been a pain in the butt. I think I'm pretty happy with this, especially now that there's a light on it and the antenna range is adequate. This welder has definitely served its purpose. I'm content. And there we go. So I will park that later. And I'm going to wrap up the episode here with a quick test with all of the cargo going straight into the drills and staying there. So this is drill 1. These are all U-station drills. The advanced rotor will need to go. Well, first of all, we want to share inertial tensors. We want to lock it. We want to set the velocity up to 6 RPMs. Set the braking torque to the same as the starting torque, which is that a lot. Unlimited, unlimited. Motor displacement's fine. On's fine. Piston. Start that off, turned off. This needs to go at 0.02. Alright, so drills on. Advanced rotor unlocked. Alright, that's going. Now piston on. And that's doing its thing as it's supposed to. Inventory. Doing its thing as it's supposed to. Drill 1 is filling up more slowly because I'm pretty sure that's the center drill, and these drills are stealing some of its ore before it gets a chance to pull it in, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. And it looks like this ore is dense enough that the volume is going up pretty slowly here. If need be, we can always rip some of this out and throw it in here. About a quarter of the way through. Yeah, we're going to have enough inventory space to drill this whole thing down. Although this is actually mimicking the Earth-like drill in that it's only 3 across instead of 5 across like the Mega Miner is and everything else. So this hole's actually going to be a little bit small. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit the drills in sideways to drill it out properly. And it looks like we've got space here for, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 blocks worth of drilling out. And we're only doing 1. So if we start off at the center line, that's the piston, that's the drill. It's a little bit further. And yeah, 3 is not actually wide enough for us to get a piston and drill on there. Even if we back it off like we did on the ice station to start with. We're almost halfway. We are nowhere near halfway on cargo. That's good. Anyway, yep, this is working. Do I have any in? No, I don't think I do. I think I dumped it. Yeah, I dumped it all. So in between episodes now, in addition to finishing the fighter, I'm not going to do all this. I'll get one or the other done. We'll see what happens. But I want to add 2 more drills on the outside here and send it down again. We will also see, honestly, I might not do that yet because I might want to put another piston on here. Although I'm not going to have room to put a piston on here and 2 more drills at the same time because I want to see how deep this thing goes. Like I want to drill all the way through it one way or the other. So that we can see what it's going to take to drill out the whole thing. And I don't know that this is necessarily canister shaped or whatever. Like it might actually extend out further once we get underneath this rock. We'll see. But so far we haven't gotten any rock. So far we are just getting pure uranium and we haven't gotten through it. But anyway, I am going to need to widen this so that I can actually drill radially like we did at the ice station. 3 across is not enough for that. I do need 5. Because 5 is literally piston, piston, drill, drill, drill. So like that's as small as it can be as 5. Actually, what am I talking about? I think it needs to be 6 actually because I need the conveyor. How did I do it at the ice station? I don't remember now. Figured out. Oh yeah, we got plenty of space here. See now these will not drain into each other. So like even if these 2 get full, they won't start draining into drill number 1. So like that does require some inventory management You know, if we're drilling something that's going to go a lot faster, fill up a lot faster. But I think uranium does just generally drill slow. At least it seems to, because I'm pretty sure that even with 2 drills over at the ice station, we gather ore faster than this. Yeah, I don't have to worry about this getting over full though. 0.6 meters to go. 0.5. 0.4. 3. The suspense isn't killing you. 2. 1. And we're done. So now we'll set the velocity to back out at minus, not times, minus 0.1, because we can come out faster than we went in. Because going in, we have to worry about how quickly the ore is going to get out of the way with the drills. Coming back out, there's nothing blocking the drill, so we can just come right up. It still seems to be going pretty slow. Four days worth of battery at this rate. It's fine. I'm in no rush. We are still collecting a little bit of stuff as we scrape the sides coming back up. Because the pace the drill's going is slow enough to get everything out of its way directly, but not quite slow enough to get everything it possibly could, like from the side and everything. How full are we in inventory space anyway? We can fit all that into the welder. Now we have no connector port on this, so we'll have to move it manually. That's why I'm moving this closer. But we can fit all this into the large cargo container there, so we don't have to make multiple trips.
Energy low.
That's a problem.
Meteor storm inbound.
Hopefully my energy lasts long enough to do this much at least. 18. $16. We're going to be cutting it a little close here. just gonna fly this back. Before I start dying. There it is. 12.
Energy critical.
Alright. I said I was gonna fly it back later, so I'm gonna fly it back later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to see what happens next. Probably, hopefully, gonna at least finish the fighter and we'll go blow up some stuff. If not, then I'll be tinkering with the uranium station still. Likes, comments, and verbal abuse are welcome. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.